Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. What I plan on doing is I'm going to do 10 videos that are each around 10 minutes long, and I'm going to get them all up in 10 days.
And if you have a knife channel and would like to share in this open tag, feel free to use the hashtag 10x10 knives in your video title. And with that said,
And now we're up to part 9 on this 10 at 10, 10 knives in 10 days. And I'm going to be looking once again at modern slip joints. I'm not going to call them traditional because I do not feel they are traditional knives. They're a new take on slip joint knives. Out of these, the one that is probably the funkiest is actually this one, and it is not what most people would consider a modern slip joint. This knife was made back in the 1970s, so it's probably around 45, 50 years old right now. And to me, this is such a cool looking knife. Now, what this is a fish knife. You can kind of see one here. That's a fish knife as well. It's kind of like an Art Deco take on the fish knife. You can kind of see it there. At least I can, and I was just really impressed with the way it looked. It's not truly built on that classic powder horn frame, you know, but it does have the same blades. So you've got the fish scaler with the hook remover and the cap lifter here, and then you've got the main blade. Now this one is by Camilla's Sword brand, and made around the same time as this knife. This is the number 31 pattern. This might have actually been made later than this knife. This might have been made, let me see, what's Camilla's Stainless USA. Yeah, this was probably made in the 80s or 90s. This was probably made a little bit earlier, or at least around the same time. Now this was made by Vernco in Japan, and they were trying something new, a new concept. But everything about this is a traditional built knife. You've got the steel liners going on there. Matter of fact, if you notice here, it looks like the covers right here is acting as the pivot point for these blades. And you see the blade here is a typical clip blade. There's no washers in there. There's no torque screws, anything like that. It's pinned underneath. You've got that blade, let's see, and this blade. Pretty close to the same blades, right? So it's very much just a large toothpick knife or large fish knife. You've got the blade opening on the other side, same tools going on. You got the fish scaler, the hook remover, and the cap lifter. Everything about this knife is a traditional knife, but it has those sleek lines, that Art Deco take to it, that really drew me to it. And to me, this knife still has a soul in it because of the build construction that was going on with it. Now, here we have another knife. I collect toothpicks, everyone knows that. And so how could I not pass up this knife? It's really cool. It's based off of a knife made back in the 1890s or so. And I really like this knife for all the right reasons as well. The only thing I'm not crazy about on here is the fact that they have the red micarta up here and then a piece of black micarta down here. I wish this would have just been all one shade of micarta from top to bottom. I don't think they needed to put in two different pieces. And if they needed to do two pieces because of size or something, it would have been fine just to cut a line going this way, put a washer there, and then have red and red. You've got a shield there going on, and I believe the shield is pinned in. I can't remember if they pinned in the shield or not. No, the shield is not pinned in. It is just glued, which is something that is happening with the traditional pattern knives as well. Notice it's all pinned together, so they've kept with the pinning instead of torque screws. That is something I really like when they're doing this CNC kind of construction on these modern slip joints. I think of it as modern when there are more parts of it being made by the computer than a man. You see the build quality is spot on. It is really well made. One of the other things you'll see with a lot of the modern slip joints is they will have a blade stop, a pin going through the bottom here that is designed to stop the blade from hitting the back spring, which removes the potential for blade wrap. This is a good idea. That's not a bad thing to have in a knife. I would like to see more traditional knife makers actually do that. It is also not a new idea. It was done in the past by some knife companies. What it also does when you have that is you get that wonderful closing snap. This one still rocks a little bit, but it's not having any blade snap, or which means it's not hitting the back there. So, you know, the blade isn't wrapping anywhere. Build quality is great, but yeah, it is definitely a modern slip joint. You can tell that all through it. Blade alignment is really good, and that's why a lot of people are gravitating towards these kind of knives, and that's why companies like Case has to compete with knives like this and build their own versions of modern slip joints. But Case also does make some of their modern slip joints with pins instead of rivets, or pins instead of torque screws. That is a more traditional version of it, and I do like that better. And that's mainly because I'm much more of a traditional pattern guy. So this is closer to what I like in a modern slip joint. Still, it does not compete with this when it comes to build and everything. I would much rather have just your traditional slip joint. Now, moving on, another modern slip joint. This one is by Brothers. A lot of these modern slip joints, you'll notice, are being made out of China. I don't know if they're out of the same factory or not. I don't believe they are. The companies definitely deny it. Here's one of the things you'll see on a lot of modern slip joints. You'll see that lanyard tube going on. As long as they're not putting on a clip, a pocket clip, I'm pretty happy with the modern slip joints. The CNC construction, I get it. It doesn't have the same heart. It doesn't have the same soul as a traditional knife. And that is something that a lot of people trade. They trade that warm feeling you get with the traditional pocket knife and the traditional construction methods, more handmade and everything, for a better quality. One of the things that I think also makes the modern slip joint a good choice for a lot of people, not necessarily me, but a lot of people, is the fact that they will often have other steels being used. This one by Brother is using VG10. VG10 has been around for a while, so it is not that new, but it is a better steel. As we saw in the in Case, they're using an S35VN steel, which is falls into that super steel family. For most people in the traditional world, they don't need that higher quality of steel. VG10's a nice touch. These usually use a D2 carbon steel, which is really a semi-stainless carbon steel D2. VG10's nice. They use other steels as well. Brother uses a variety of steels. One of the things you'll often see in the modern slip joints is the use of micarta for the handles. As I mentioned before, micarta has been around for a good 100 years or so, but what is making it considered new let's put it in quotes, new, is that it is not a traditional material used on pocket knives. But this is still a pocket knife. It doesn't have the pocket clip. It isn't designed to be snapped to the top of your pocket. This is really a pocket dropper, and that's a nice touch to it. Now, moving on, well, I really can't move on because I would be going way over limit. So I'll have to move on in the next episode, which will be episode 10 or part 10 of this 10 at 10. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not being hypocritical here. I do think there's a place for these knives, but I do not think that they are the best replacement for a traditional pocket knife, nor do I think that it's a good idea to go around sticking pocket clips and torque screws into something like this simply to say, look, it's a modern knife, because that doesn't work. It really doesn't work. You have to start from the ground up. You can look at the frame and say, that's a really good frame. I think I could use that frame well with a traditional or with a modern slip joint or a modern folder. But you need to approach that with caution, and for the most part, most of them are not going to work very well, especially once you start trying to doll it all up and putting the torque screws and making a flipper blade and pocket clip and stuff. People look at it and it's kind of like an eye roll. It's like, okay, great, you tried, but you tried poorly. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with Tobias. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.